Okay, sorry for the delay. Let's get it going. This meeting is now called to order. This is a regular meeting of the Planning Commission for, I believe today's the 24th of May, 2017. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, are you going to call roll call? Okay.
Chair Kevin Looney,
Here.
Vice Chair Mario Maciel Jr.,
Present.
Commissioner Edwin Borges,
Here.
Commissioner Edith Flores.
Here.
All right. I now declare oral communications open. Anyone wishing to address the commission on anything other than the items listed on the agenda may speak at this time. Please give us your name and address and restrict your comments to 3 minutes. Anybody? All right, seeing no further interest, I now declare oral communications closed. The consent calendar. There are 2 items on the consent calendar, correct?
Just one.
One?
The minutes from April 26th.
All right.
I move to approve the minutes from April 26th.
I second.
All right, so motion moved and carried. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, all those opposed? Seeing none, it passes. Next is the matters of a public hearing. It says.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Honorable Chair, Commissioners, members of the audience. There we go. Got it. This item before you is a request to amend a specific plan to include language regarding placement of a vehicular gate on Foster Avenue at the entrance to the Bella Vita Townhome project. The specific plan, which is a regulatory document authorized by state law, is like a miniature zoning code for the development of this site, which is 52 tri-level condominium townhouse-style units. Currently, the specific plan includes language that prohibits any walls or fences along the street frontage of Baldwin Park Boulevard and Foster Avenue. There is one vehicular access way into the project along Foster, which you can see here. And then there are also 3 gated pedestrian access ways, 2 along Baldwin Park Boulevard and 1 along Foster. Over the past couple of years, the Bella Vita Homeowners Association has had several incidences with suspicious people roaming the property and burglary alarm calls from the individual units. The HOA believes that with the installation of the vehicular gate, it will significantly reduce unauthorized persons on the property and a corresponding reduction in burglary alarm calls. And in the staff report in Table 3, we went to the police department and asked for a listing of the calls to the site. That list gives you a general number of calls that were reported to the police department. It doesn't give you the ones that weren't reported, obviously. And that was reported calls for service incidents over the past 3 years. Staff is in support of this request, provided that some of the standards are met, including 1, the property owner, which is adjacent to the gate, which is this person right here, executes a hold harmless agreement which will run with the land, and every future purchaser of the property would be aware of it. This document holds the city harmless from any issues arising from the installation of the gate and the running of the gate adjacent to that particular property. We're requiring that LA County Fire Department, who we've actually been working with consistently on this project since the beginning, is required before obtaining building permits. And then the minimum required setback from the street would be 25 feet, and then the minimum gate opening would be 27 feet, which is what they are showing on the plans. So let me do that. This is a color picture of where the vehicular gate location will be. Foster's over here. Let me see the next one. And then this kind of shows like a drawing aerial of where the gate is going to be placed and the offset from the street. At this time, staff recommends that the Planning Commission open the public hearing and following the public hearing, adopt resolution PC 17-06 entitled "A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park recommending that the City Council modify language prohibiting a gate along the vehicular entrance on Foster Avenue and add language to section 4.1.11 allowing a retractable sliding gate subject to development standards. Location, Bella Vita Homeowners Association. The APN is 8552-022-116, and the applicant is Phil Silver, representing Bella Vita Homeowners Association. The case number is SP 08-01 MOD, and this concludes staff's presentation.
All right, thank you, Amy. Are there any questions from the commissioners?
Yeah, Amy, I have a question. When was the property built? Constructed?
It actually was done in phases over a couple of years. I want to say it concluded in around 2012, if not sooner than that. I don't. The developer's here. His case is the next one. So.
Perfect. And the question I have is,
Yes.
They were prohibited at that time from having that gate installed?
The-
Because that looks, when I go by there, it looks like a no-brainer that there should be a gate there. It's like wide open entrance.
The council that was sitting at the time did not want to see gated projects.
Got it. Thank you.
And of course, this goes to city council. should
Yes.
go over. So they'll decide the issue again.
Are there any further questions? Okay, if there are no further questions of the staff, I will now declare the public hearing open. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to testify on this matter, either for or against? Please state your name, address, and fill out one of the comment. Oh no,
Yeah, we don't have any comment.
we don't have comment.
No.
Keep your comments to 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. Thank you very much for allowing us to present this to you. Over the past few years, as Ms. Harbin said, there's been some evidence of
Excuse me,
loitering,
sir. Can you state your
vandalism.
name, please?
I'm sorry. My name is Phil Silver. I'm the applicant. I'm representing Bella Vita Homeowners Association. Among some of the most troubling incidents have been theft of mail, a federal crime, in addition to vandalism, in addition to reports to the police of loitering, of vandalism, of throwing trash on the property. There are very few parking spaces on Foster Avenue. There's a school directly across the street. If you drive down Foster, you'll notice almost every building has a gate, with the exception of Bella Vita Homeowner Association, which is kind of interesting. So we ask your help and your support in order to help prevent some of the incidents that have been happening, to allow the residents and the guests to use their parking spaces for what they were deemed for, and to keep people outside of the property outside. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak on this matter? All right, see none, I believe that we, huh?
Close.
Oh,
Close the public hearing.
oh, close, we're, public hearing is now closed, and, I believe we, all in favor for this?
Motion.
Oh, motion?
I move to approve the resolution.
I second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion gets carried. Is there one more item, I believe?
Yes. Honorable Chair, Commissioners, the request before you is a request for consideration of a tentative tract map to subdivide 2 lots into 13 lots to facilitate the construction of 12 attached condominium townhomes and a conditional use permit for one affordable dwelling unit within the R3 high-density residential zone pursuant to tables 152.10 and 153.040.140.8 in the city's municipal code. The location is 15110 through 15120 Badillo Street. The applicant is Baldwin Park Homes LLC. Case numbers are TM 73355, CP 850, and PR 1677. The property is zoned R3 and is surrounded by other R3 zoned lots to the south, east, and the west. Properties to the north side of Badillo are zoned R1. The applicant's request is for a tentative tract map to subdivide two lots into 12 for 12 condominium townhomes. The 13th lot is, however, for common areas that include driveway, guest parking spaces, 3 of them, and a common open space. The project is designed with one central driveway that leads to 3 guest parking stalls in the back, as well as the common areas, the common open space areas, little pocket areas on the far back corners. If you take a look at the tentative map, on the PowerPoint presentation, you'll see there's one here and there's another one here, maybe a proposal for a top lot in this location. As I mentioned, there's a central driveway, and on each side of the driveway there will be 6 townhomes in series, so there's technically 2 buildings, one on each side of the driveway. The applicant is also requesting approval of a conditional use permit to designate unit number 2, which, if you look at the tract map above, that's that unit there. That one would be designated as affordable for moderate income first-time home buyer, allowing the request of a concession in accordance with state law. So the applicant's concession request is to reduce the required common open space. So this project does not provide sufficient common open space as required by the zoning code. The subject site is currently vacant and is surrounded by multiple family residences and apartments. Therefore, this proposal will be compatible with the surrounding area and uses. The exterior design, building design and architecture include gabled roofs, window moldings, window shutters, brick veneers. The color scheme will also include an assortment of earthen tone colors that are incorporated to break up the walls. The site and building designs have been reviewed and tentatively approved by the city's design review committee, pending the planning commission's approval this evening. The project will incorporate 3 different 3-story or tri-level floor plans with floor areas ranging from 1,752 square feet to 2,064 square feet. Each dwelling unit will have between 3 and 4 bedrooms, and all the units will have 3.5 bathrooms. Staff has reviewed the applications and has determined that the project is compatible with surrounding areas and is in accordance with the goals and policies of the city's general plan. Therefore, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution PC 17-07, entitled "The Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park recommending that the Planning Commission approve 1, a tentative tract map to subdivide 2 lots into 13 lots for 12 condominium units and a common lot pursuant to Table 152.10 of the city's municipal code. 2, a conditional use permit to allow the designation of one affordable unit, moderate income first-time home buyer, pursuant to Section 153.040.140.8 of the city's municipal code, and to request one concession pursuant to Section 65.915 of the California Government Code to reduce the required common open space. And 3, a development plan to allow the construction of 12 new attached condominium townhome units, which includes one affordable dwelling unit within the R3 high-density residential zone pursuant to Section 153.040.140.b of the city's municipal code. The location is 15110 through 15120 Badillo Street. The applicant, Baldwin Park Homes LLC. Case numbers TM 73355, CP 850, and PR 1677. This concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you. Any questions from the commissioners? I have a question. With these 12 units, how much parking is going to be put aside for visitors?
So the guest parking would be 3 spaces, but each individual unit is adequately parked with its 2-car garage.
Okay. Anyone else? All right.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
No, one question I just had. All the units going to have 3 or 4 bedrooms, you said?
Yes, there's a mixture in the floor plan. There's 3 and 4 bedroom units.
So we're assuming that in these 3 or 4 bedrooms, only 2 people are going to be driving.
Our municipal code only requires 2 parking spaces, in this case 2-car garage for each individual unit, unless it exceeds 5 bedrooms or more. So because it doesn't exceed 5 bedrooms or more, only 2-car garage is required.
All right. Anyone else? Okay. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to testify on this matter, either for or against? Please state your name and address, and keep your comments to 3 minutes, please.
My name is Craig Cook. My address is 1773 West San Bernardino Road. I am here to represent the applicant, Baldwin Park Homes. I thought staff's presentation was good and informative. I'm just here to answer questions as far as what the commission may have. We do have 3 guests. There was a comment about parking. We do have 3 guest parking spots in the back, and the way I calculated out, there's probably 6 street parking spots out front of the lot that usually are not taken up. As that lot's been vacant for as long as I can remember, for 20 years that lot's been vacant since I've been around Baldwin Park. But there is some street parking along Padillo, and we have 3 guest spots in the back, as well as 1 handicap spot. So we do have some guest parking. And I'm available for any other questions.
Yeah, Mr. Cook, I have a question for you. You know, being that I've lived here all my life, and one of my top priorities is like the beautification of Baldwin Park. You know, driving down Badillo, I see a little bit of stale, you know, the color. So I did get a little taste of the color scheme that was shown here. It's kind of important to me when I notice that next door it's kind of just gray or vanilla. So I'm hoping that, you know, it's something that really stands out. It's bright. It's original. It's, you know, kind of up to date kind of thing. Something nice.
When we constructed the Bella Vita project where the people behind us live, it was right when the city was coming up with their new color ordinance, and they were trying to get away from pastels. We had a lot of pastels in our old house plans and stuff like that, and they were going for rich brown earth tones and things like that. I'm sure you guys have all seen Bella Vita Baldwin Park Boulevard, the Baldwin Park Boulevard project at Templex. It's the same colors. It's the same exact colors from that site. The only thing we've changed is the roof compared to there, because the fire department changed their requirements about how high a roof could be for ladders. So we have a tiled roof where those houses were all flat roofs. But our color schemes are supposed to be bright and vibrant. And when you have those darker colors, I think they hold up better over time. I like the colors. I thought they were pretty good. I liked them at Bella Vita, and they've held up pretty well. And that's our plan to do the same thing. I think it also helps on these multifamily developments because we paint the stucco. When you just put stucco on, it doesn't keep its color, and it gets the spider webs and gets the dirt a little bit better. But when you have these multifamily projects, we actually paint it and bring it in, and it's held up nicely, and I like it. And it worked at Bella Vita, and that stuff's now, the first unit went in there in 2009, so you're talking 6, 7, 8 years, and they still hold up real well and nice. And we tried to match that here, and I think it'll be bright. I understand what you're saying. I know. I lived on Badillo. I lived 4 blocks away from here for 10 years, and I know what you're talking about. Those apartments and stuff like that. Some of those things are 40 to 50 years old. Yeah. And I think this will look nice. I mean, it's been an empty lot for a long time. And I think it will look nice and new, and it's got that industrial look that kind of goes along with that stuff they just did at the high school. All those new buildings they did and those shops and stuff that are sitting there along Badillo High School. I think it will tie in there because there's gray, and that brick we use is a Cabernet brick that's got some gray and red in it. I think it will look good.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Please.
I have a question. Well, as far as affordability homes,
Correct.
you only have one?
Yeah, typically when we do affordable housing, we're trying to get a density bonus, in order to do more units, so we'll do affordable to get more. We're within our zoning or below our zoning, so we didn't really do an affordable unit to get a density bonus. We did it because we were a little short on parks. We do one, just like at the Ford project we did one, at that Nubia project we did one. We have 2 other projects coming up, we'll do one. I mean, we try to do somewhere in that, 10% range, try to do 10%, because we're not, usually when people do affordable housing, a lot of times they're getting funding from the county, getting funding from the city. Instead of us selling these units at $450 or $460, I don't know what the townhouses go for now, they have to sell that at $330. So we are taking a price reduction of $120,000 on that one unit, and they are a devil of a time to get the people qualified and stuff like that because of the state requirements and things like that. But we try to keep it at about 10% if we can.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
The color scheme is also similar to the Fordham properties, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we're transitioning in, or as we transitioned in the last 10 years into those earth tones, that's grays, and that roof color, the darker colors. That's what we're going with now. There was just as if there was a political movement at one point not to have gates, there was a political movement to stop all pastel and light colors and go with darker color schemes, darker roofs and things like that. Get away from oranges and pinks and tans and start going more with deep reds and maroons and grays. And that's what we've gone to. And I think it looks nice. I've liked it.
And do these require association fees? Like
These will have an association, just like Fortin, just like Nubia, just like Bella Vita. They all have association.
Okay.
All maintained. The only thing that's different about this project is every one of these units actually has a little yard. Typically, when you have a townhouse project, you're all open space. These actually have a 10 by 10 concrete patio on the ground level that you come in through that bottom, and you have a 200 square foot fenced off little private open space. So this is a townhouse, almost in the format of a duplex, of how they used to do it in the 70s and 80s, where you had a duplex, but you had a yard which you were attached. These actually have private common area on the first floor. So you could actually have a dog and have it out in your yard, or you could have a barbecue, not on your balcony, but actually in your yard here. And it's a little different product. Similar to the Indigo site, they've got they kind of look and feel like townhouses, but they've got that private open space on the first floor. That's what we're doing here. We're a little bit, we anticipate being probably $100,000 less than those. Those are kind of a little bit higher end, a little bit more expensive. We think in the mid fours is what we anticipate, but that private open space on that first floor, I think it will be a unique touch to give someone kind of a yard feel, even though they're in a multifamily project. Give them a little private open space. So.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pepper.
Okay, is there anyone else wishing to speak on the item? No?
Are those people in the back in favor of it?
No? Are all you people in favor of it that are sitting back there? Or?
We were embarrassed to leave while he was talking.
Oh.
For the previous application.
Oh, okay. All right. Well. Okay. If no one else wishes to comment, I will declare it closed and we will take a vote.
Or comments.
Oh, say it again.
Or comments.
Or comments. Is there a motion to pass?
Or do you have comments? Did you have to say?
No.
You did? Okay. Okay.
He answered.
He already answered.
Yeah, I move to approve.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is moved forward. And I believe that is all we have for today.
Chair.
Just so you guys know, this is only my second meeting in the chair, so hopefully I'll be better by next time.
You gotta go all the way to walk, you know what I mean?
Chair,
Yes.
we have under commission and staff comments, I provided the commission with the monthly report from the planning division for April 2017. So if you had any questions for me about that, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Okay. Well,
We're busy.
I got no questions about it. Anybody else?
The next item under staff commission communications is a verbal update on the proposed Irwindale Materials Recovery Facility and Transportation. As I mentioned the last couple of meetings, in speaking with our outside attorney counsel, we're anticipating that things are going to start probably ramping up in June, July. It's anticipated that the item will go to the Irwindale City Council in August. However, that date is extremely tentative and fluid depending on how the comment period goes on the environmental impact report addendum and all of that good stuff. So it's still fluid, but it's still there.
So, in other words, they're just dragging them?
Actually, from what I understand is happening, the admin draft of the addendum to the environmental impact report is going back and forth between staff, the applicant, which is Athens, and the attorney and the environmental consultant. So they're all like trying to get the admin draft figured out before it's circulated to the public.
Yes, and I don't, me myself personally, I don't see how they can try and sell it to the industrial waste people without reevaluating their property, because if I recall, it was from 2010 to 2012 in that Irwindale meeting we were in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that is all moving along with the sale of the property and stuff. I'm mostly concerned with, what's going on with the environmental impact report and making sure that it's updated and the addendum is correct and, all that good stuff.
I just hope they drop the whole thing altogether. Okay, so is there anything
One
else?
question.
Oh, go ahead.
One question. What agreements is it that the city's trying to work out with ESA and the attorney? Is there a way to find out?
About...
For that transfer facility? What
no, it's actually not, the environmental consultant they're using is not ESA, I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is. I don't know. I don't think I have that great of a relationship with the community development director over there that he'll tell me. But it's probably having to do, I'm sure, with the items that the city commented on, as well as other people in the original environmental impact report, which is everything from aesthetics, view, traffic, noise, odor, all that stuff.
Anything further? No comments except that I hope Irwindale doesn't move forward with that. Right? That's the only comment I got. We all live here. One wrong explosion or something over there, we're all going to be suffering. Let them put it in the middle of their neighborhood instead of right by ours. That's my comment. Anyways, so are we to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. I don't want to hit it too hard.